Hello.
Hello.
I'm on a little early just so I can make sure that I'm on and working. So that's good.
And I'm the AV guy that makes sure she's on and working. That's how we roll.
That is a true statement. I love it. So we're just going to wait until it's 7 o'clock Central Time. Almost there. So, hi Patricia, I'm so glad you're there. Hi Deb. Yay, we have 2 people. I love it. Hey Anne Marie. We got 3 people. I love that.
There's 8 people.
Oh, there's 8?
Yeah.
How come I didn't see their names?
Well, they haven't.
Gina!
What's up, Gina?
Gina, you're having some fun with that grandbaby of yours. Hey Patricia. I'm coming in loud and clear. I love it. Debbie. She's in the house.
Whoop, whoop.
Rose is here. I love it. Hey, Laura. Good to see your name. Oh, Gina, you're sweet. Hey, Laura. Glad you're on.
Tell Sandro hello for the Drapers.
Deb.
Y'all hug each other.
Shirley Jones. Mitchell is in the house.
No social distancing from the Drapers. Y'all give each other a good hug.
Yeah, we're huggers, you know.
That's right.
Hey. Hey, Myra. Hey, Meredith. Glad you guys are popping on. Veronica is in the house. I love it. Diane Warren. She said she told her group to tune in tonight.
Hi, Debbie.
I like that. Hey, Cindy. It's really, I can't believe I can read this. This is really awesome.
It's impressive.
I normally don't do that. Rita Henley. She's got her daughter graduated.
Hi, Susie.
I love it. Hey, Stacy.
Over in Alabama.
Glad y'all are here. I love this because I know a lot of you guys.
Shirley.
Lori.
Hi,
What's
Lori
up? Ray. Hey, Stacy. Y'all are so good to jump on here so I don't have to talk by myself. I love it. It's good. Well, I think it's time to get started. Don't you think?
Okay.
Is it 7 o'clock?
I'm ready for you to get started. Just tell me to move and I'll move.
Well, listen. We are glad to be on tonight and talk to you.
We're not on tonight. She's on tonight.
No,
I am just helping.
I said, hey, pop on and say hi to them before you leave.
Man.
But I'm going to set you up for a second, okay? For just a minute.
I like it.
Okay, first of all, I want you to know Randy does not have something between his teeth. Randy had a fever blister. And it's gone, but it's scabbed. And here's the difference between me and Randy. As soon as that scab would be on my lip and it'd be kind of lifting and almost ready to come off, I'd just go on and go and just pop that puppy off. But not Randy. You know, he heard a long time ago or whatever. I mean, you do not take a scab off until it falls off. And
That's
when
right.
it falls off,
that's the healing process.
Then it is good.
And then you don't get a scar.
So, like for the last couple of days, I'll go, honey, you've got something between your teeth. And I'll go, oh no, it's that dumb old scar. It's not a scar, it's that scab that it's like a first grader's tooth. And it's just flapping in the wind. I mean, if I could hold him down for a second, I could just pull that thing off and it'd be great. But anyway, so he does not have anything in his teeth. That is a little
And I'm talking
scab.
fast so you can't see it.
So anyway.
That's my story and I'm sticking with it.
I left him for a little while today and said, hey, if you want to get rid of that while I'm gone, that'll be fine. And I said, but I'm not kissing you because I do not want that scab somehow
It'd be in your teeth.
In my teeth.
That actually would be the consummate funny story right there.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so
I kissed
gross.
Elizabeth and my scab's in her teeth.
Oh. So anyway, that's so gross.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, I said that story, one, because I think it's funny, and I like to see him laugh and kind of get embarrassed sometimes, but I don't think you are.
So you set me up. Was that what you were setting me up for?
No, that's not the setup.
Oh, okay.
That's just a funny story to start things off. But I'm excited to be with you guys tonight, but I wanted Randy to be in for just a second because, you know, life is always never like you plan it to be, ever. You know, and because of that, as a leader, as a person that's going to be starting out in Devoted, you know, August 1st, which that's so exciting. You know, I think
6 weeks.
everybody has to grasp the concept that, first of all, you're founding members of Devoted because you're in Premier, and you're going to roll right into Devoted and be that founding member. And as a founding member, you have to act differently than someone who's just going to get in Devoted 6 months from now, a year from now. As a founding member, you need to have a different perspective on things. And that means a positive, enthusiastic attitude, even when you don't have all the answers, even when you don't know everything, and even when maybe you have days that just aren't good. You know, we had to put our dog down yesterday, and Sadie was with us for 11 years and was just a great dog. Many of you have been in our homes and you've met her up close and personal. And if you were in our home, you definitely met her because she
was a licker.
Yeah, she wanted to lick
We
you.
had to tell everybody our dog couldn't hold her liquor.
Yeah, she could not hold her liquor at all. And that was yesterday was a tough day. And then today we have a major. The plumber actually called it a massive leak. Okay, now massive is a big thing, and so they are currently in our master bathroom. Jackhammering the concrete in our bathroom, and trying to
We probably
fix
should have put on some Justin Timberlake and danced
So
to it.
I don't think y'all can hear it. That's why we're in the farthest room from where that's all happening, and we're hoping that we'll have hot water tonight.
So we're just spending money. That's what we're doing, spending money.
You know, so but my whole point of the story is this. You know, how do you rejoice regardless? Even when you don't have all the answers, even when things don't go exactly like you planned for them to go, you know, how do you do that? You know, in going into Devoted, we've got to be able to rejoice regardless, to be excited and to be enthusiastic, even when we don't have all the answers. And I think back when Randy and I got into Premier. You know, Premier was 90 days old. We didn't have really a lot of answers. We didn't know how they were going to ship things. We didn't know the prices of things. I mean, we didn't at first even have a catalog of things. We didn't have a lot of training about it. But you know what we did is we focused on the purpose and the philosophy and the people.
Yep.
And that is what kept us being able to rejoice regardless in the midst of all the unknown. And I wanted you to just share with them a little bit about your dad's devotional, and then you can stay or you can run away, whichever you want.
I'm going to run away.
Okay, just don't go in our bathroom because
I'm not dressed to be on camera.
It's super dusty, and that's a whole nother story how I even got ready tonight with all that dust in the bathroom and everything. But
Right.
Go on. Okay, so tell them about this devotional.
Yeah, so I was reading my dad's, he wrote a devotional for the Lifeway employees in Nashville, Tennessee, and I was reading it yesterday, and one of the illustrations he talked about was when a trapeze artist swings out on the bar, he knows there's another bar coming towards him, and so he's got confidence in the where he's been in the past. He has confidence to where he's going in the future, but there's a split second where he literally has to let go of that bar, and he's just literally hanging, suspended in midair, holding on to nothing before he grabs that other bar. And as he was using it as an illustration with what's going on in America, what's going on with the pandemic, and all the things in our world that we're all involved in, we're all in that moment right now. We have hopes for the future. We've had confidence from the past, but there's this moment in time right now that is literally, if you start thinking about what's going on, could be a little fearful. If I'm a trapeze artist and that moment, the first time you do that, I'm sure it's an unsettling moment in his life. And so after I read his devotional, which was just on trusting the Lord and having confidence in the Lord, and that's where our faith has to be. That's where our hope comes from. It just hit me. That's kind of where Premier is. We're in that moment where we've been holding on to the past, we're swinging out, and we're getting ready to grab hold of the future and move forward together. But we're in that moment right now that can be a little unsettling because we're not holding on to anything except the hope that we have, the faith that we have, and this new opportunity coming that we know God has brought into our lives, and it is going to be fantastic. And so I've never been more excited. When we got in Premier, it was so new. We didn't know anything. Premier didn't know anything. They were just getting started. They had high hopes. I'll never forget in Andy's first update that he wrote, God has started this company and we will not fail. I thought, what great faith to be able to say in the first 90 days of starting a new business, we will not fail. Why? Because we have hope that God is in this. So I hope that you're holding on to God and His hope for the future. Devoted is going to be an unbelievable opportunity, and you're going to be part of it. And as a founding member, your role is to work with confidence like you represent the whole company, not just your own personal business. And if we all go with confidence representing the company, oh my gosh, the company is going to do well. We have some of the most amazing people in Premier anywhere on the planet. That means you are one of them. And guess what? God is going to use all of us to do something so special as we let go of this bar Premier and we soar across and grab hold, there's my hand, grab hold of the new bar Devoted. And it is going to be an amazing time and an adventure of a lifetime. And so we're excited you're a part of it. We can't wait to see what God's going to do with it in your life and ours. And so I don't know if that was what I was supposed to say.
It was totally what you're supposed to say.
Jeremiah 29:11 is an appropriate verse for me to exit with. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not calamity, to give you a future and a hope. And what I love about that verse, he was talking to the nation Israel. There were a couple of million people, and he used the word plans, plural. He didn't say, for I know the plan I have. He said plans. What does that mean? He has a plan for each and every one of us. Mm-hmm. And so that's the promise that we can hold on. And God, what I love about God is He never falls back on a promise. He always comes through. So we're excited to see what God's going to do in your life and ours on August 1st. And I'm going to shut up and let Elizabeth do her training. Y'all have a great evening. We love all of you.
Thanks,
God bless.
Honey. Go get rid of that scab.
All right.
Go lose that scab for me.
I'm going to work on it.
I'll give you a kiss if you do.
Okay. Counting on it.
Anyway, I love that illustration that his dad shared. And so hopefully that'll be it's such a great visual picture and of where we all are right now. And I wanted to tell you really quick here's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about Devoted. And then I'm going to talk to you about how do you share Devoted with people right now. Okay, so that's the two things I'm going to do. But why am I excited about Devoted? Well, I'm excited about Devoted because of how Devoted, the concept, came about. Just like when Premier came about, it was something that God gave Andy and Joan, and they just acted on what God said. And God took the rest of it and God blessed it. I can remember when we had 500 jewelers in Premier, and Andy was just like, I never thought we would have 500. I am so excited. And that's the thing is, some of you don't have is you don't have what I have, which is, this is my second time around to go through this. And I am so thrilled that not only would God let me be a part of Premier from the beginning, but now God is giving me a second opportunity to be a part of where He is already working, and I get to join in. And that thrills me. I would have never imagined that I would get a second opportunity like I've had before. Now, is Premier going to be different? Is Devoted going to be different? Sure, it's going to be different. But here's the great thing that all of you already know. Devoted has the same purpose and the same philosophy and the same passion for people that we have all had when we are, sorry, my text keeps running through there. We've all had that in Premier, and that's not changing. And so we can take with us the philosophy and the purpose and loving people and serving people and honoring God and making a difference in people's lives. We take that with us, not as a new concept, but a very established concept that all of us love about Premier. And that's what motivates me. I don't have to know what the products are. I don't have to know what the missions are. I don't have to know what the price points are. I don't have to know how it's going to ship. I don't have to understand all of the awards program. I don't have to understand any of that because God's in it. And if I can understand it, then you know what? I'm not as smart as God, so there's no way I'm going to understand it. When I heard Brett tell about how Devoted came about, that's when I went, I can't wait to be a part of this. And I'm going to review that for you for a second in case you don't know. But you all know Premier was needing some help. And Brett came in several years ago and he was tweaking a lot of things and trying to get the cylinders all popping again. And nothing was just really quite popping. And so he got a hold of the book 2 Chairs. And it's basically a book that talks about prayer and how so much of the time we talk and talk and talk to God, but we don't sit back and listen to what God has to say. So he decided after reading this book 2 Chairs, that he was going to, every day at lunch, he was going to fast and pray. And he was just going to sit in his conference room, pull up a chair, and just ask each day God a question and just be quiet, listen, and journal. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been praying. I'm always praying for Premier and people in Premier and all of that, but I didn't commit to fast for 40 days. I didn't even have a thought to fast for 40 days, okay? So I'm going, well, that's commitment. So he goes into his office every day, and on the 16th day, he just asks God, what do you want to do with Premier? And he sat there, pulled out his pen, and he just had his journal with him, waiting to hear what God was going to say. Because see, when we join in with God, he loves to talk to us. But so many times we aren't quiet enough to even hear what he says. And I appreciate that Brett was willing to do that. I don't know why he asked that question on the 16th day. That would have been fun to ask it on the first day, but hey, whatever. So he asked that question. Now Brett's office, all the walls are dry marker boards. And in 10 minutes, guys, he had filled up those dry marker boards, not the journal, the dry marker boards, with the whole concept of Devoted and everything about it. And it's huge. And after I heard that story, I went, you know what? Man can't do that. I like Brett, and Brett's a smart guy. But he couldn't come up with that whole concept in 10 minutes. Only God can do that. And that is where my excitement and my enthusiasm comes from, is this is something that God is doing. And we get to join in and be a part of that. And that just thrills me. And it's the same feeling I had when I joined Premier. It's the same feeling I have right now with Devoted. I know from experience that I don't have to have all the answers, because I know God does, and they're way better than what mine could even think of. So that's kind of why I'm excited about Devoted and that we're going to be able to do this. Now, I'm also excited about Devoted because I feel like it's there to be able to help 3 different kinds of people. And let me tell you the kinds of people it's going to help. First of all, it's going to help, think of these brands, companies, that are going to be under the Devoted umbrella. And these are companies that have amazing mission statements, and they have such a desire to make an impact positively in the world that we live in. But yet they don't have the capital to ship their products, to warehouse their products. And so they are going to get to be in under the devoted umbrella. And these people, with their purpose and philosophy and their products, are going to be able to be out in the marketplace with all of us sharing their stories. And so I'm excited because the first people this is going to help are some of these amazing entrepreneurs that need a leg up. And Devoted is going to be able to do that. And not only do that, but mentor them on how to have a solid business, because Premier's done that for 35 years. So that thrills me about that concept. The second person that it's going to be great for is just the shopper, the person that just likes to shop. And you know, all this COVID stuff has really been an amazing setup for Devoted. Who but God could take something that's hard like COVID, but turn it for good through Devoted that's going to come about? That blows me away, how all this is working. People are shopping more and more online, and people are getting used to shopping that way, and it's out there. So you're going to have people that are shoppers. And you know what? I get asked a lot, you know, I really want to give back, but I never know who to give to or what to give to. Here they're going to get to go to a marketplace where every product has a mission to help and do something that's positive and good. And so people will be able to get on this Devoted website and click on the products they like, click on the mission statement, and be able to read what their dollars are going to when they buy that particular product. And that to me is mind-blowing, and that is going to be so exciting. And then the third, and for shopping, they're going to earn points that will convert to cash, and then they can spend that cash on other products. See, that's a great program. Now, I get asked this all the time, but yeah, I don't know how that converts to our current hostess plan and all that. Let me be really honest with you. Part of my feelings goes back to the beginning that I talked about. When God's in it, it doesn't really matter. God takes it and runs with it, and I'm not going to get bogged down in all the details. And I know for you that are melancholy, that is such a frustrating thing for me to say and for you to hear. But that's my big picture of how I feel about it. But here's the bottom line, guys. You think about hostesses you've had in the past. How many times have you done a show for someone, and at the end, you told them what they got free, and they went, "What? I didn't know I got that free? What? I buy it half price? You're kidding me." Half the time, they don't even remember what they're doing. And I don't know about you, but I have done parties for other companies where I basically only got $20 free, or I got something for half off, and I thought it was fine. So here's what you got to understand. Women are shoppers, and women like anything that's free, and they don't care if it's a little or a lot. They don't really think that way. Now, you might think that way because you have been exposed to this, but the average person out there doesn't think like that. They're going to be happy with whatever they get. And I'm excited that I have the opportunity to be able to give them something, points that convert to cash that lets them cash it in later for more products that they would love. I love that. So it's going to help the shopper. It's also going to help the person that wants to have a business that they can make some extra money. Can they make a little money? Yes. Can they make medium amount of money? Yes. Can they make a lot of money? Yes. It's just going to depend on what kind of effort they want to put into it. But see, I love that people then can get in and they can buy products at a discount, and they can also then earn money when other people shop. And see, so I love that we are covering all types of people in Devoted. And what is really amazing is Premier, in the last 35 years, they have done an amazing over-the-top job at supporting ministries and giving back. We as Premier people, we originated the Give Back program. We were giving back before people even started giving back. We're the best at it. And it's like God has said, well done. You did so good with the little things that I gave you. I'm going to now open the floodgates, and I'm going to let you do even more through Devoted, because now we're going to be able to reach more people. We're going to be able to give back more. And see, that excites me. So am I excited about Devoted? I'm so excited. Do I wish that it was right now? I kind of do. But you know what? I've also learned that every time God puts me in the waiting room, it is always for my best. And so I'm excited right now to be in God's waiting room and wait for it to unfold. Now, some people have said to me, well, I thought we were going to have products. I thought they were going to start trickling out products, and we were going to already start seeing some stuff. We know that was the plan until COVID. And that kind of just did a little bit of messing up on everything. And that's okay, because see, when you believe God's in it, then when you see something like that happen, if God's in it, you know He's not ready for them to come out quite yet. And to be honest, I know you. And I know if they had trickled out a couple of products and some of you didn't like them, you'd start talking about it. I don't like that. I don't like the color. I don't like this. What about the price? What about... And then you wouldn't be ready for when all of it comes out. So I'm glad now, August 1st, we're seeing it all at one time, and that we're not seeing bits and pieces of it, because if it wasn't something you liked, you might start saying stuff to people, and then nobody be interested in Devoted. So I'm glad that it's working like it's working. And like, again, back up. What do you believe? If you believe God's in it, then all the hiccups or the interruptions or whatever it is that's going on, then you've got to believe God knows that it's better to do it His way than to do it what we perceive would be the best way. Guys, we don't know. We just don't know. But God does, and that thrills me. So that's why I'm excited about Devoted. I cannot wait. And I'm going to be excited. And I don't know what the products are, but I know they've got a bunch of them, and I know they're super excited about it. And I know that they're going to be, cutting edge, and they're going to be great. And I know, just like I know with jewelry, I got to be honest with you. Do you like every piece of jewelry that Premier's ever had? I don't. Every time they introduce a line of jewelry, I go, I like that. I don't like it, but somebody will. You know what I mean? So product to me is just a means to an end. It's not the thing. But see, if you think product is the thing, then you know what? You're going to get tripped up. So see, you've got to go back. What do you believe? Do you believe that this is something that God has done? Do you believe the way that it started, that this is something that God is asking us to join in and be a part of? I totally believe that, and I feel honored to be able to be a part of that. Now, I don't know if you have any questions about that, because I don't have the answers, because I'm not God. But I know God does, so I'd suggest pray about it, and I know what God's going to already tell you. Trust me. Trust me. Do you trust Him? I totally trust Him. And that makes my life so much simpler, because I don't have to fret or stress about this or that. What about this? What about that? I wish I knew this. I don't have to worry about it, because I know God is bigger than any problem that's out there. And so I'm just trusting Him. You know, I got to see Andy before the COVID stuff started. I got to see Andy, and he actually came over to my house. He and Sarah came over to my house because they wanted to see our new house. And I was asking about something, and he just touched my hand, and he said, just remember, if you trust God, everything else will be okay. Now, that's some good advice. So I'm going to leave that part of Devoted with that. Trust God on that. And I don't mean that just to flippantly say it. I mean it sincerely from my heart. And that's where I am, and I'm excited. And that's why I can be excited, because I'm not bogged down, okay? And that's where you need to be. Now, to say that, I don't want to be bogged down, because I want to be able to be freed up to be able to do what God instructs us to do. So what am I doing right now in between that trapeze time that Randy talked about, where we're swinging on that trapeze rope, we're holding on to Premier, we're swinging on the trapeze to Devoted, and we're fixing to let go, and we're going to have those moments. Right now we have that 6-week moment where we're free, we're kind of in the free fall, going to the next thing. You know, I'm talking about Premier. This would be a great time right now for those of you that love social media and you post on social media. This would be a great time for you to start trickling in some stuff about Devoted. There's plenty of great graphics in the media gallery on Premier, and to just start trickling in some stuff. Not every day doing a pound, but just trickling in, you know, Devoted, so that people are going, what? Okay, so you can kind of get people doing kind of like a dog does, you know, when you whistle and they kind of go, "Burr," you know, that kind of stuff. So I would be doing that. If you have a team of people, I would be encouraging them to do the same. I'd also be talking about Devoted. Now, how do you talk about Devoted? Let me tell you some things that I've done that have worked. I've just sponsored 5 people, and all of these people, there was no pushback whatsoever. A couple of the people that I sponsored were former jewelers that were in years and years ago, okay? And what I did is, during COVID, I've been trying to call people and check in with people. And whether it's been through a text, whether it's been through a phone call. And so one particular phone call, I was checking in. How are you doing? How's your husband doing? How are the kids doing? How is COVID affecting you guys? That kind of conversation. And at the end of her telling me all of those things, you know, and I had plenty of time to sit there and listen. You know, after she said that, she said to me, "Are you still in Premier?" I kind of thought that was a funny question, but I said, "Sure, I'm still in Premier." And she said, "Well, how's Premier doing with this COVID situation?" And I said, "That's really funny you asked me that, because I am really excited. Premier is in a transition, and we are transitioning right now from Premier, as you know it, to a new company called Devoted. And we are so excited about it." And they're like, "What do you mean? Tell me about Devoted." And I said, "Well, picture an umbrella. And under the umbrella are lots of brands / stores. And you get to shop online, but every brand is a different product, and every brand has a mission of giving back. And you can go and shop on all these different products, click the mission statement, and see what they give back to." And they're like, "Really?" I go, "Exactly." And they're like, "Well, how much do you pay to get started?" I said, "For $95 a year, you can get started. That gives you a free website. You get to buy the products at a discount, and then you can send the link to people and they can shop." And this girl goes, "Sign me up right now." And I go, "Well, we're not starting until August 1st. And she said, "Well, I want to be in now, because I want to be keeping up with what's going on along the way." And I said, "Great." Now, that's the dialogue. You know, I was asked, how do you get the conversation on it? I mean, the conversation a lot of times comes up naturally when you're just asking people how they're doing, because then people naturally ask you, "What are you doing?" Well, it's funny you ask that, because I'm in a really exciting time right now. The company that I've been with, Premier, for a long time, is redirecting, rebranding, and we are starting into a new phase, and it's going to be called Devoted. And they naturally say, "Well, tell me about that." Okay, so that's one conversation. Another conversation is, I called somebody up that I know loves this kind of stuff, and I said, "Listen, I don't know if you like this or not, but I got to tell you what's fixing to happen with Premier. We are transitioning into a company called Devoted. It's a marketplace with a mission, There's going to be lots of products people can shop with, and every product has a give back program. And they're all like, tell me more about it. You know, and the thing is, people haven't really asked me tons and tons of questions. And they'll say, well, should I get started now? And I said, you know what? It really just depends on your personality. Some people want to get in now because they kind of want to get the scoop as it goes along. Some people want to wait till August 1st, and I think it's totally up to you. What do you want to do? So sharing it, I think, is even easier than sharing Premiere, honestly. And I have not had anybody that has asked me crazy questions that I couldn't answer. But here's the thing. If they ask me something that I can't answer, I'm going to do what I've done for the last 35 years. And I'm going to say, that is an awesome question, and I have never, ever thought of that. You know what? Let me find out the answer, and let me get back with you. Thank you for asking me that. Now, what does that do? One, it lets her know, hey, I'm dealing with someone who's going to go find the answer out. And two, it gives me a reason to call her back. So even when they ask you a question that you don't know the answer to, it's not a problem. You can find the answer out. And that's what I love about this. But I think it's I think it's going to be wonderful. You know, I think you're going to have intentional conversations about Devoted. Like I said, the person I just called because I thought this would be a good match for them. And I think you're going to have unintentional conversations where you just were talking to somebody with no idea about sharing Devoted, and it just came up and you just shared it. But see, the sharing part, don't overthink. When you overthink, you always get yourself in trouble. Just share just what you know, the enthusiasm, the purpose, the philosophy, the people. You know, we're going to make 50% off of Premier products, jewelry. We're going to make 25% off of the other products. We're going to also buy them at that cost as well. People that are just customers are going to be able to shop. Their money that they spend is going to be able to be converted to points that will turn into cash that they can spend later on. No one has asked me any other details other than that. Their biggest question is, how much does it cost? $95 a year, and that includes a free website for you. And if you're getting in right now, you also get $45 in jewelry and $25 in business essentials. And that's just about it. And they all go, why shouldn't I get in now? I've also had this question, why would I not want to be an affiliate? Why would I just want to get in to be a customer? Why wouldn't I just want to be an affiliate? And I'll say, you know what? I agree with you. Why wouldn't everyone want to be an affiliate? And see, that's what I love about it. This is easy, and people love it because whether this is your way of shopping or not, this is the marketplace's way of shopping. And so you have to just adapt to it. You know, affiliate marketing was not a vocabulary word that I used a lot prior to Devoted. But interesting enough, my kids were here one day, and there were some other people over here, and they were all talking. I wasn't even in the conversation, just listening in. And they were talking about affiliate marketing, and one of my sons said, yeah, I'm an affiliate with Amazon, blah, blah, blah. When people ask about what camera I use, what light I use, I recommend it, give them the link, and they go buy it on Amazon. I make a percentage of that. And as I'm listening, I'm like, this is normal talk. Maybe not for me, but it's normal talk out there. And so you can't get hung up with, I don't understand it all. I don't even know how it all works. I was doing some studying the other night on affiliate marketing. And after studying it, I don't understand how it works. But you know what? I know one thing I do well. And I know one thing a lot of women do really well is you know how to tell somebody where you got something. You know, I can picture me. Now I'm making this whole thing up, so don't say I said anything here. But I'm picturing this. Let's say that we have purses as one of our brands with Devoted. And I have my purse, and I'm out, and someone says, I like your purse. And I'll go, oh, girl, if you like this, you'll like this and the other colors it comes in too. Check it out. Have you heard of Devoted? No, I haven't heard of it. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. I said, it's the most incredible website I've ever been a part of. It's a website where it's a marketplace with a mission. There's tons of products, and all the products give back to different organizations and things. I mean, you just got to check it out. Here's the link. Go check it out. And she goes. Or maybe we have coffee, and I have somebody over, and I serve them coffee, and they go, this coffee is delicious. Where did you get it? I go, girl, have you heard of Devoted? No, I haven't heard of Devoted. Oh my gosh, girl, it's the latest thing. It is the greatest marketplace out there. It's online. There's tons of products. They all have give back programs. You got to go on there and check it out. And here's the link. Go check it out. Everybody knows how to send somebody to go shop. We do it all the time. We've done it all our life. And so see, that's how simple this is. Don't overthink it. Don't complicate it, okay? It's not complicated. Are we going to learn stuff as we go along? I am. I'm going to be a continuing student the whole time, just like I've been in Premier for 35 years. Always learning. Always learning. You know, and I'm not scared to learn, and I'm also not scared to say something wrong or to do something wrong. Because you know what? Then it teaches me that I'm not going to do it or say it that way again, and that's okay. I'm not going to get frozen up in trying to have everything figured out, because guys, remember back at the beginning I talked about, you can't have everything figured out and trust God at the same time. It don't work that way, especially when this is a company that God is initiating, okay? Think about that. See, when God is doing so, I think a lot of times in our heads, we have heavenly conversations and we have earthly conversations. Heavenly conversations are never answered with earthly answers. And see, that's what we've got to understand. We're not going to know it all, and it's okay. It's okay, because we're going to learn it together. And just like Premier does so well, everybody loves to share. Everybody loves to share ideas, post them on this Facebook page, on my Sparkle and Shine one. We are the most sharing group of people I think I've ever seen in my whole life. And so we're all going to learn it together. And for those of you that go, I'm just not into social media, I'm just kind of feel behind. You know what? We're all behind. Because social media is changing constantly. And so we're all behind. But the great thing is we have tools and people to learn from. And that's what I love about it. You know, when we learn, we grow. And when we learn, we keep our minds active, and that's a good thing in the aging process. And so I'm excited about that. I was going to see if I wrote down anything else. You know, here's what I want to close out with. Because you are a founding member of Soon to Be Devoted, you can't be a whiny baby, and you can't be a crybaby, and you can't be a complainer and a griper, because you know what? People aren't going to want to be in Devoted with you if that's the kind of person you are. You've got to pick yourself up, and you've got to have a new mindset, and that mindset is, I'm excited, I'm enthusiastic, I'm so excited about the opportunity. I don't know all the answers, but I will get the answers for you. Join in with me, and let's be a part of this adventure together. That's where you got to come from, guys. You know, I did not build my Premier business whining about the things I didn't know, or the things I didn't understand, or the things I couldn't change. I built my business by looking forward and by trusting God and by being excited. People are drawn to people that are positive and excited and encouraging. And that's the attitude you have to adapt to be able to be a founding member of Devoted and to be able to build a business. And you can do it. I totally know you can do it. I know so many of you that are on this group, and I know that you can do it. But do not let the devil get into your head and give you stinking thinking, and to get your mind focused on the things that don't really matter. Because when we start focusing on the things that don't really matter, you know what happens? We start going down the negative track. And then all of a sudden we're not excited, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, should I even do this? I guess I better go get a job. I guess I better go blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, guys, keep your head in the game. We are almost at the starting line. I mean, the gun is fixing to fire, and we are fixing to take off. Get up to the line. Be ready. So when the sounding gun fires, you are ready to take off. Don't get that thing in your head up, but I don't know everything yet. Nobody knows everything yet. Let's just be excited. Let's be positive. Let's be enthusiastic. And let's just share the basics. The basics. That's all. I've shared the basics with you tonight, and none of it's complicated. You know, one tool that I love after I tell somebody about Devoted is I love the little animated drawing marketing plan that Deb Rayleigh did. It is so cute. It is 5 minutes long, and I have sent that out as a follow-up to people that I have chatted with, because it does such a great job of a summary. There's also another wonderful sheet that Janet and Gary Googe put together, and it's kind of a comparison sheet of Premier, Devoted. That's not a sheet that I would give someone if they've never been in Premier, because they don't need a comparison. But if it's somebody you're talking to that's been in Premier before and they want to know what's the difference between Premier and Devoted, that would be a wonderful sheet to send over to them. Gary and Janet worked hard. They got it approved by the Home Office, and that's a really great sheet to do. But I think that is such great tools that we have, but I'm just telling you, you just simply tell them. If you have never brought it up to anyone, you know, I called a friend the other day, or not acquaintance, I'll say, and I said, I had you on my mind, and let me tell you up front why I had you on my mind. Premier, that I've been with for 35 years, is transitioning into a new company called Devoted. It is a marketplace with a mission, and it is a marketplace with lots of products that all give back. And I thought of you, and I wanted to tell you about it, or I wanted to send you this little 5-minute adorable video to watch about it. And they're like, sure. So I mean, that's the kind of conversations you're having. So I hope that helps you. I've gone too long, so I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to, sign off. But I want you to know, I appreciate you so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Premier would not be where it is if it wasn't for you and everything that you do, and how you pray, and how you work, and how you share, and how you love, and how you take care of people. And I'm telling you, Devoted is going to be the same kind of company because of our hearts. That's not changing, and that's what's made Premier so special all these years, and that's going to also make Devoted so special in the years to come. So I'm excited. I hope you have registered for the Devoted debut. If you haven't, get registered. You do not want to miss the kickoff of your brand new company, and it's going to be fun. Get registered so you can be in all the drawings, and you can get the charm and all of that kind of stuff. If you want to gather as, have watch parties, you can certainly do that too. But be sure that you get registered, and you can do that on Premier's website. Listen, again, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope this has helped you. I hope it's encouraged you. I hope it's chilled you out just a little so that you're not uptight, but that you're just excited to go share. I've built my business sharing. Even when I didn't even understand it all, I shared. And God just has a way to work it out. And like Andy said to me prior to the pandemic, if you just trust God, it's going to be okay. And you know what? That's the truth. So anyway, I hope you have a great rest of the week and weekend, and we'll talk again soon. And if you have questions, pop them in here, and I might answer them. I don't know. I might be so covered in sledgehammer dust, I might not be able to see it, but I'll work on it. So love you, appreciate you. Thank you, Danielle, and thank you, Jan, for letting me come on and talk and for asking me to do this. Appreciate you. Good night.